Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are in the studio for the first time ever, and today I'm going to show that I'm true to my words. I said that the Model Y rear-wheel drive made in Berlin with the BYD blade battery was the one to go for, and today we are ordering it. So, just to tell a short story of how and why, I'll just explain that my mother needed a new car. She is the one to run a car until it dies. She had a Mazda for 15 years and the motor exploded, so it's time to order a new car. So we looked into a lot of options. We could have ordered a Toyota RAV4 hybrid. We could have ordered... She is used to Toyotas and the reliability of them, and they are actually very good cars. But then I pitched the idea of trying an electric car since that might work for them. Of course, you are not supposed to push anyone over to electric car if it doesn't work for them. So you need to make sure that it might work for their use case, of course. Right when that happened, Tesla actually reduced the price of the Model Y in Norway and entire Europe. So this is now the cheapest Model Y, of course, it has ever been in Europe. It is also almost as cheap as the Highland Model 3 rear-wheel drive. It's almost the same price, so it's almost the cheapest Tesla you can buy new. So let's head over to the Model Y page and order this car then, and I'll show you how you can get the BYD version instead of the cattle version, because they have actually begun to make both of them at the Berlin factory. So you need to pay attention when you order and when you get assigned to the VIN. So let's get started. Here I am on the Model Y page. Okay, I think this is the important information to have. So I am on the Norwegian page, like you can see here, and that might not be understandable for you, so I'll Google Translate everything to English. Please note that the translations might be bad, and I'm doing this on the Norwegian page because of it looks different than the American one, for example. And I'm ordering in Norway, so I'll use the Norwegian page. So you can see that there is a P here instead of an S. This is obviously 6.9 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. But that's obvious, right? So I'll just explain, and I'll put the dollar prices, United States dollar prices, beside the Norwegian prices there, so we can see and compare. But it's not exactly directly comparable, since you have a lot of incentives in the States that you don't have here, and here we have incentives that you don't have in the States, right? So we just need to... I'll just try to explain my best here. First of all Model Ys that are delivered in Europe right now are made at the Giga Berlin factory. So that's no concern if you want to... Before you needed to actually see if it was made in the Shanghai China factory or the Berlin factory. All that are delivered new now are actually from the Berlin factory. So that's no concern right now. So you have three options. You have rear-wheel drive, you have the Model Y long range, and you have the Model Y Performance. And the Model Y Performance has a price of 510,000 Norwegian kroners. The Model Y long range and the rear wheel drive has a major price difference. And this is a very large price difference for Tesla to have, because this is of course all-wheel drive, and it is also has a larger battery. Like you can see, has a range of 533 kilometers, while the rear-wheel drive just has a range of 455 kilometers after the VLTP standard, which is... you will never get this range. It's super optimistic. Anyways, there is a major price difference between these two. So what are the difference between those in this rear-wheel drive? Sorry, I'll apply the translation. rear-wheel drive block here, and the ones in the dual motor all-wheel drive block here. So these ones have an LFP battery. All the ones you order here in Europe has an LFP battery. This is not the case necessarily in the United States, so make sure to check that. Anyways, these are LFP batteries. And what does that mean? That's the batteries that can be charged to 100% often or every day if you want. Those are the ones that have a flatter charging curve but lower peak speed and are more thermally stable. The long-range ones are the traditional NCA batteries that you have seen in Model 3 and Y for a long time now. And they offer higher energy density and better cold weather performance. Okay, but the one we are looking at is of course the rear-wheel drive, because we want the LFP battery and we want the flatter charging curve, which I have shown in a video, in the BYD Blade charging video. So we choose the rear-wheel drive one. 455 kilometers of VLTP range. So I'll talk more about the cold weather performance and why this will be a fun car to test. So you can see the specifications here. You can compare them. Basic autopilot included, over-the-air updates, Sentry mode, which is fantastic, large storage. The Model Y has a lot of storage. Please, if you consider any other electric car, there are many electric cars that are good in this segment. Compare the actual storage spaces between them, because some are better optimized than others, and the Model Y is a fantastic example of a good optimized electric car for storage. Paint, I don't know why it says lacquer here. This is paint. You have multiple options, and you have options that you don't have in America. If we look at the Midnight Cherry Red here, this is a Berlin factory exclusive at the moment. Same with Quicksilver. Awesome colors, both of them. They are sadly too expensive for this car because my mother wants it. I would have chosen maybe Midnight Cherry Red or Quicksilver. I would not choose the black one. It's a very thin paint. It looks awesome, but it's very thin and extra cost of 12,000 Norwegian kroners. Deep blue metallic, I would maybe consider this one. It's just 12,000, but the paint quality is not as good as the pearl white multicoat. And the pearl white multicoat might look like a boring option, and it is. But the white on Tesla is actually pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. It has a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of depth. It's not just a plain solid white. So keep that in mind. And it's a free option, and it's durable compared to the black and blue. These more expensive ones, I've heard good things about those. So those should be durable as well, which you would expect at 24,000 NOK. White this time. I know it's boring, but that's the specification we go for this time. 19-inch rims, no 20-inch. I would maybe consider these ones. These looks a little bit better, but I think the Gemini, once you remove the aero caps and add the inserts, it looks okay as well, and you get more range with them as well, a little bit more range. Winter wheels, this is a rear-wheel drive car, so I'll choose studded winter tires. You can also, if you don't have a lot of ice, you can choose these ones, which are the studless. These are really great as well. Hakkapeliitta R5 EV are these ones, and these ones are Hakkapeliitta 10 EV tires, which are studded and with a lot of foam insert, so shouldn't be too noisy. Those cost the same, but I wouldn't choose studded tires if you don't really need them. But this is needed because this car is going to be used in icy conditions and very cold conditions, where as well. Yeah. You can watch a lot of good YouTube videos on studded versus non-studded tires. But anyways, in Tesla, with Tesla you get the best Nokian tires, and these are the best studless winter tires that you can get, and these are the best studded winter tires you can get. So I have to just applaud Tesla for having these as the options. They could have gone for something else, which is cheaper. Trailer hitch included. Always include the trailer hitch on Tesla, at least in Europe. It will increase the value if you need to sell it later, and it's just 10,000 NOK. It's a no-brainer. It's included here, actually, but if it isn't included, please add it if you see it as an option here, if you need it or not. Maybe you need it one day. 1,600 kilograms, pretty okay for an electric car, I would say. Not super awesome. You get higher with like the BMW iX and stuff. You can get over 2,000 kilograms, and Model X as well. But 1,600 is better than 1,000, which is on the Model 3. Always choose the white interior, but this time my mother didn't want the white interior, and it's cheaper with the all black, so we will go for that one. But the white is awesome. Please consider a white one if you can live with it may be getting a little bit more dirty. So we will choose the black one this time. 5 seat, 7 seats is not an option, even on the long range. I don't know why, but I wouldn't choose a 7-seater in this one. Anyways, it's almost useless due to the slope of the roof in the rear. Here you can see a little bit of the options in the car. And here you can see that you get the premium sound system on the rear-wheel drive, which is fantastic. This is not the case in the United States, I think. So please look for that, because this is awesome, and another reason to just choose the rear-wheel drive in Europe. You get premium sound system. Yeah, you can read everything else here, and what you get with premium connectivity and such. And you get a HEPA filtration system. You don't get that in the Model 3. That's a large filter for filtering out small air particles. Enhanced autopilot, I would not choose that. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe for the automatic lane change, but I think it's too steep anyways. And full self-driving is useless in Europe. Please don't choose that one. You need home charging if you have an electric car. Choose any AC charging box that you want. The Tesla one is a good one. I have already ordered it, so I don't need to do it here. So then let's proceed to payment, and you can see the cash purchase price is 4,444 Norwegian kroners, and it's an awesome price for a new electric car. It's just insane, and it's difficult for others to compete with this one. We looked at the ID4 and other good electric cars as well, and I would recommend that you compare the prices as well and the options. But here you get a lot of car for your money, at least. Especially with the premium sound system and everything. You save around 90,000 Norwegian kroners over the long range all-wheel drive car. And it's also important to note that it might be tempting to move to go for the all-wheel drive and longer potential range of the car. And it's a reason that the price difference is 90,000 Norwegian kroners. It's quite a lot, I would say, but many people will just take up extra loan to get to the 90k up. It's designed to make you want to go up a notch. So yeah, I would have a little bit, I would think it through before going up to the long range all-wheel drive. Some people need it, and that's fine. Then you will just do it. It's a fantastic car anyways at a good price. But please consider that the prices are made to make you want to upgrade. This is a lot of car for this price. It's an insane price for a German-built fantastic electric car. Yeah, so you need to pay through 2,500 Norwegian kroners. You will get that reimbursed once you pay the final price of the car. When you place an order for a Tesla, you will get a confirmation number, and after a while you will be able to get your VIN number. Sorry, the vehicle identification number, so it's just VIN. This will be available in the app under car details, and you will be assigned a VIN pretty fast. If you buy an inventory car, you will get it the same day, I think, but you will get it very fast. And it'll look like this. XB7 means that the car is built at the Gigafactory in Berlin. There are other letters and numbers for other factories, like the Fremont factory, Austin factory, or the Shanghai factory. There are these numbers are related to the size. This is Y for Model Y, of course, but these are related to the I think it's the doors and maybe the motors or something. What we are interested in is the E here at place 7 in the VIN. If this is the letter E, we have the BYD blade battery. This is of course only if the car is a rear wheel drive. Keep in mind that these numbers might be reused for other configurations of cars. So this is just the rear wheel drive from Giga Berlin. So not the American one, just the Giga Berlin one. If this letter is, that means that we have the cattle battery. That's the old LFP battery that they used in every Model Y rear wheel drive from Giga Shanghai that is delivered in Europe. This is still a good LFP battery, but it has worse charging performance than the BYD battery. But it's a little bit larger, so you get kind of a little bit more range with this battery. But I think we are talking about 2 kilowatt hours difference, and then the buffer might be not the same percentage. We don't know, but keep in mind that if you want the good charging BYD battery, you want to see the letter E here in the VIN at the 7th position. If you don't get this letter, this only applies if you order in Europe, like I said. Call your Tesla service center and explain to them that you will want a reassignment of the VIN. And they might be able to do that, or they might force you to cancel the order and you will lose your deposit. Anyways, this is the way to make sure that you get this one. In my case, I ordered an inventory car and I said that I want my VIN assigned to the one that has a E on the seventh position, and they told me we have both and we will give you one with the, assign you with a VIN with the E at the 7th position. And they just fixed it for me, so that was very nice of them. I hope that if you order this one and you are interested in getting the BYD Blade battery, I hope you are able to get the one you want. So why did we go for this configuration of the Tesla Model Y, and why did we order a Tesla in the first place? And there are many reasons for going for Tesla, like there are many reasons to go for other cars. There are so many good electric cars out there right now. To compare to the Model Y, there is the Ioniq 5, the ID4, there are many other crossover electric cars available. You have the Ford Mustang Mach-E, you have the more premium Audi e-tron. You also have Chinese brands that are available in Norway. So there are many cars to choose from. And at the moment they just reduced their prices, so it was sort of a no-brainer in terms of price. They offer so much stuff for the price. I shown you through the ordering process. There are so many things that they can offer that others can't at the same price point. And when you come from an old car, the interior quality will be an upgrade either way to a Tesla, even though I would think an ID4 might have, if you upgrade the interior a little bit, you will have a better interior than Tesla, at least. And but that doesn't really matter when you have the low price and it's an upgrade regardless. The new 2023 Model Y made at the Giga Berlin factory is so well screwed together. It's so much better than the earlier Model Ys in Europe, and from what I've heard in the United States, it's better than all of the early ones there as well. It has the new comfort suspension, which is a suspension upgrade that I think they started with in late 2022. But all the 2023 models from Giga Berlin has this comfort suspension, and it feels so much better in terms of ride quality. And you get this on the standard range, or the rear wheel drive, or the LFP model, whatever you will call it, the cheapest Model Y. And I've tried it, of course. You know, I have made videos on this channel about it, and it feels great. It's so much better than my Model 3. It's so much better than the early Model Ys. The early Model Ys was kinda hilarious how stiff the setup were. It was kind of fun, to be honest, but not comfortable and not something that should be in a car like that at all. And the new comfort suspension is nice. It feels luxury. It feels definitely more luxury. So that's another reason to go for that. But a major reason here in Norway is that you know, we have the charging network, and I've said many times before that I need to stop saying that the exclusive charging network is a selling point for Tesla anymore, because it's open for everyone now. So why do I mention the charging network? Well, it's easier to charge a Tesla on the Tesla supercharger network. What I mean by that is that you just pull in, you plug in, there is no app or no authentication other than just plugging in the car. And I know this for me, it doesn't really matter if I need to use an app. It's absolutely no problem for me to authenticate via an app. But for someone that is new to electric cars, this is a barrier. It's a barrier to open an app, select the it doesn't make sense. It should just be plug and charge, and that's not rolled out to other EVs right now, to all chargers. Some have on Ionity, like Volkswagen and Porsche and stuff. I know that some have plug and charge on some chargers, but it's not rolled out widely. So for normal use, it's easier for people to not use the Tesla app to authenticate, but just plug in. And then Tesla is a very good option for beginners in that sense. Another reason to go for Tesla and this option is to get the LFP battery. It's better for beginners because you don't need to think about the charge level. You don't need to... For most people it's kind of strange. Oh, I can only charge my car to 80% daily. Well, it is strange to hear that, and it's confusing for new people. LFP lets you charge to 100%, so it's easier for beginners in that sense. For driver input and stuff like that, Tesla is super easy to drive for most people, and not having a speedometer in front is, of course, a thing that you have to get used to. But I personally got used to it pretty fast, and I think that will be no problem after a little while. So definitely think about Tesla if you are going to recommend a car, but there are other options as well. If you like a more traditional gauge cluster and stuff, I would suggest the ID family from Volkswagen. Very great cars, but they didn't fit the budget right now, so then it was Tesla, which is kind of strange to say, but they had a really good deal on this car, so I hope I explained why this was the car purchase. But I also have a review on the BYD rear-wheel drive Model Y that is made in Berlin. And I said this is the configuration to go for if you're able to. And now I do it. So I watched my own review of it just to see if I missed something about it. But it seems like such a good deal. Since this will be in the family, there will be a lot more car videos on this one. Both charging, degradation, cold weather performance, and so much more that I am able to make for this channel. And then we can see the long-term usage of LFP batteries in cold Norway. I'm sure it will be okay with the Tesla heat management system, which is kind of awesome. But we have to remember that it's only rear-wheel drive, so it has just one motor to heat the battery. Tesla uses the motors to heat the battery. And in addition is a less efficient cold weather chemistry, LFP. This combination might actually make it a little bit challenging to use in super cold temperatures. So we will see, and I'll make sure to document everything about that. Let's move over to the delivery process. And after the delivery process, I'll make some videos where I drive this car over a mountain in the winter to just show you how it works and if it's good enough for cold climates. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this and videos that are not like this, you can subscribe to this channel. I see a lot of people that watch my videos that don't subscribe, so please leave any feedback in the comments and I'll try to improve.